Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. You see them there in the sky yet again. We follow those continued reports of unmanned aircraft sightings all across the eastern part of the United States. Now, President Joe Biden gave his first public remarks on the matter, saying there's really nothing alarming about this. Listen.
Nothing nefarious, apparently, but they're checking it all out. I think it's just one. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got it. Everybody wanted to get in the deal. But we're following it closely. So far, no sense of the danger.
So let's bring in CBS News national investigative correspondent Tom Hanson. All right, welcome, friend. President-elect Donald Trump, on the other hand, says the military knows what the drones are. Mr. Biden, though, doesn't seem to have that ominous tone. So how do we square that, and what do you know today?
Yeah, well, I think both of those things can be true. I think both sides are saying that the military does, in fact, have an idea or, the semblance of an idea of where these drones are coming from. We had a joint statement that came out from the FAA, the FBI, the DHS, the Pentagon, saying that a lot of these sightings are actually manned aircrafts or other things that are floating in the sky that are perfectly non-threatening and perfectly mundane. They said there was nothing anomalous coming out of their reports. Now, we do know that they have deployed drone busters technology. That's the sophisticated software that they were launching to assist New York and New Jersey in investigating this. Also, trained personnel who can spot drones and analyze their movements and things like that. But still, all of that coming out has not been satisfactory for so many people in the public and a lot of municipal law enforcement out there who are still in the gray territory when it comes to the facts on this matter. Some of the facts that we do know read 1 million registered drones currently in possession for some civilians, some commercial. 400,000 of those are commercial. Another 400,000 are recreational. So there are a lot of things hovering around in the sky. And I can tell you from going out with law enforcement myself, one law enforcement in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, they were launching drones up into the sky themselves to see if they could capture any clear images of these mysterious objects floating in the sky. It's very difficult to distinguish what's a plane, what's a star, what could be a drone. A lot of these flight paths are along these heavily traveled air routes. So you're seeing a lot of different objects in the sky at any given time. And if it's at night, everyone's vision is not as good at night. So there's a lot that can be explained away, but still a lot of answers. Lawmakers in a closed door meeting yesterday were briefed, and they came away after about 90 minutes saying, sure, we were told that these things are not posing a threat to the communities, but show us the data. So a lot of calls from Washington and throughout the Northeast for more raw data to really answer and, put some of these concerns to bed. Really?
Yeah, and speaking of the raw data, I'm just astounded by the numbers that you report, the numbers of drones that are in the skies. So many out there, and it makes you wonder if we aren't teeing up a more regulatory type conversation in the months and years ahead. So the FBI, they say they received more than 5,000 tips in just the last week about those drone sightings in New Jersey and many other states. So how many of those tips actually turn into leads that police can chase?
Yeah, well, of those tips, I can tell you the number of leads is significantly smaller. The White House coming out saying that there were roughly 100 leads that they were following, and you mentioned those 5,000 tips. That's because a lot of those tips, they may be reporting the same thing. So we have to take that into consideration when we're reporting out just how many reports are coming out of these mysterious objects in the sky. It could be one hovering drone and about 100 phone calls to local law enforcement. Right. So, there is something to be said for the fact that, a lot of people are starting to look up. There could be a little bit of hysteria there. There could be a little bit of paranoia that compels people to call and report perfectly normal things like a commercial plane flying overhead that, is just off in the distance, looking like a flickering light hovering about. So, those are the things that law enforcement is sifting through. We went along with one other police force, or a sheriff's department, I should say, who was putting together a heat map. And one of the things that they made very clear was in Monmouth County, which is where we were, we saw that there was a lot of areas of the county that were lighting up from these reports. But the sheriff told us that, that really didn't yield much in the form of tangible leads tracking true mysterious drones. A lot of those were manned aircrafts, they were helicopters, some even reporting from distant stars that, were flickering off in the distance. So, it really still is anybody's guess. But once again, a lot of people are still looking for more concrete evidence that this is not a legitimate concern or some kind of, foreign invasion or an alien invasion. The theories out there circulating on social media range all across the board when it comes to what these mysterious drones could be. But one thing that everyone is circling back to, show us the data.
Show us the data. And you know what? All of these reports of drone sightings, and Tom Hanson, I'm yet to hear of one delivering a pizza. Maybe you'll have that next time I talk to you, my friend. You have a great day. Thank you so much. It's always great to know that you're down there with law enforcement in communities where it matters. Tom Hanson, thank you.